Live from Fontana Field on the campus of Southington High School, it's Varsity football on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, it's the semifinals of the CIAC Class L state playoffs between the Southington Blue Knights, the 2 seed, and the 3rd-seeded Darien Blue Wave. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us for this DAF media broadcast. So happy to bring it to you. Joining me on the call tonight will be the former high school football coach, Tom O'Donnell, the coach. And, Coach, this is a matchup between two teams that met during the regular season back on September 20th. Darien got the better of Southington on that night in Darien, 24-8. But a whole different atmosphere. Here we are now, December 9th, semifinals of the Class L state tournament. And winner moves on to the state championship on Saturday, and the loser ends their season and goes home for the year.
Expect this one to be a really close one, and Darien got off to a great start in the first game of the year. Week 2, turnovers really cost Southington. Expect it to be a lot tighter and more competitive tonight.
And Southington, Marion Bennett bobbles the kickoff return. And so Darien won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half. So we will see the Blue Knights offense right out of the gate here.
On a night like this, Damien, you got to believe the team that can run the ball best is going to have a big advantage. And Southington has the double whammy of Cole and Bennett, and let's see if they go right to work on the ground.
Brady Lafferty, the Southington quarterback, takes the snap out of the shotgun, and Darien's Will Bothwell among a host of defenders right there at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there on Southington's first play from scrimmage. For those of you watching on the NFHS network, I want to welcome you in. Thanks so much for tuning in. So happy to bring this to you. Here's Lafferty, and he gives it to the big fella. And Dylan Cole.
They try and run up inside. They try and run outside. No doing. Darien, stingy defense, only giving up 9.8 points a game this year.
Lafferty trying to draw that Darien defense off sides. The rain has stopped here, but it is wet. And here's Lafferty, the junior, number 15, QB1 for Southington. Looks far side of the field, and pass is incomplete. Cole out of the backfield was the intended receiver.
Looked like it slipped right through his hands. I think we're going to see a bit of that tonight.
So 3 and out for Southington on their first possession of the game. 10:36, we're just minutes into this one. No score. 4th down and 8 here.
And when two really competitive teams with great defenses like this get together, expect special teams to have an impact on the game. And here's our first one of the night.
There's Carter Ullman. Is back to punt for Southington. Michael Minikis at the 40 signals for the fair catch, and so Darien will start at its own 41. This is a Southington team that's 10-1. Its lone loss, as we mentioned at the outset, to Darien back in September. Darien is 10-1 as well, the 3 seed. They lost to their arch rival New Canaan on Thanksgiving Day in the Turkey Bowl. And Peter Graham, the senior quarterback for the Blue Wave, brings his offense out onto the field, and he'll operate out of the shotgun. Ball is on the 42 of Darien. Here's Graham. Looking near side of the field, puts it up, and passes incomplete. The intended receiver was Jackson Peters. He had to come back for it. And great defense that time by Troy Karras, the senior defensive back for Southington.
Darien loves to throw the football, but they'll be tested tonight on whether or not they can do it effectively.
No question. Will Kirby, the senior back, in the backfield. Two receivers split to the left, two to the right. Here's Graham, pitches it to Kirby, and not much going on there as Southington's defensive line collapsed. Ryan Walsh comes up from his linebacker position, makes a nice stop.
If there's a concern for Darien tonight, they only scored 2 touchdowns with the offense in the last 2 games. And in the first meeting between these two teams this year, they held Darien's leading rusher, Will Kirby, to 14 yards on 17 carries. Darien's going to have to do better than that to win the game tonight.
No question. Here's Graham. Quick throw downfield. It's complete to Jackson Peters across the 35-yard line, and he was brought down at about the 31. They're going to mark it at the 32. So a first down for Darien. 9:31 and counting here in the first quarter. Damian Andrew, the coach, Tom O'Donnell joining you. Thanks for joining us. Here's Graham. Has a fresh set of downs. Throw near side of the field. Passes complete. And then some. As a nice pickup that time.
Still going.
By Austin Damel. And that's a touchdown. So Damel finds his way into the end zone as he breaks tackles Austin Damel. And nice job there by our director, Sam Cragen, our DAF media crew, all student volunteers bringing you the sights and sounds of this one. And that is a light stanchion there, that pole. We tried to have that moved for us, Tom, before the game started, but to no avail.
That probably would be as hard to move as these two defensive fronts are for these two teams.
Snap is down. The kick is up and good. So it is 7-0 Darien with 9:06 remaining in the first quarter. And on third down, a big completion to Jackson Peters, and that really got things going.
Darien loves to throw the football. They did it effectively there. They may be thinking the weather's not too bad right now. Let's take it while we can get it. You never know what the rest of the night is going to bring weather-wise, but a great first drive from Darien, a couple of great catches, and a great effort by Damel to get it in the end zone.
Well, Jackson Peters, such a big part of this Darien offense throughout the season. 7 touchdowns, 35 catches for over 660 yards, averaging 19.1 yards every time he touches the football.
He's been the one threat, but this is a football team, Damon, that has 4 players with 20-plus catches. He's got plenty of targets to throw to, and that's not even including Kirby out of the backfield, who's a terrific receiver as well as a runner.
So short kick here, taking it the 30, across the 40 to the 45. Josh Vitti on the return for Southington, the senior. Southington's head coach is Mike Drury, and he has done a terrific job with this program. Southington has long had a storied tradition in football. And so here we go. Southington's offense goes to work, and they keep it on the ground, busts a tackle. That's Cole. Dylan Cole with a big pickup, takes it into Darien territory, brought down at around the 30-yard line, was able to bust outside as we take another look at this. And Cole, he is a big bruising back, Dylan Cole.
He's the man for them, over 1,100 yards this year, 13 TDs, and 5 100-plus yard games.
And they give it to him again, and he's gang tackled at around the 25-yard line. So a big burst from Cole, and Southington's offense is in business. First quarter, 7-0 Darien on an Austin Damel touchdown reception. They give it to Cole again, cuts back, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line. Dylan Cole, 13 touchdowns on the season. As Coach just mentioned, he is a huge part of this offense. They swing it far side of the field to Vidi, and he's not going anyplace. Minikis, Sam Wilson among those in on the tackle. Fourth and 5, Southington will go for it. Big play here for the Blue Knights offense. Lafferty is taken down, and a big play that time by Darien's Teddy Christensen. So the junior with a big play, and Southington turns it over on downs. So it'll be 1st and 10.
It's been a characteristic of the Darien defense this year to bend but not break, and they do so again tonight in the good solid drive from Southington. They couldn't finish it off.
The rain coming back down again. We are at 6:55 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 Blue Wave. They scored on their first drive of the game. Here's Graham. Tries to get it to Gifford on the crossing route. And Sean Gifford unable to bring that in. And again, to your point, the weather perhaps a factor there as Gifford saw that one slip out of his hands.
He's a sure-handed receiver. He's one of those 20-plus guys this year. Touchdown catch last week in the quarterfinal game. I think the weather is definitely going to play a factor tonight. Apparently even on the snap of the ball.
Darien, not the only FCAC team in action tonight. In another state playoff semifinal, St. Joe's leads New Canaan by 2 scores. 2 early Rams turnovers in that one. Graham checking his wristband for the play. Damel in motion. Here's Graham, far side of the field. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Aaron Sears, the 5'11 senior. So Darien will punt. Vidi is back to receive for the Blue Knights. And a bad snap. Hayden Hall is able to get the punt off. It takes a Darien bounce across the 30-yard line, And so a fortuitous play for the Blue Wave there. That could have been a disaster, but Hall is able to pick up the ball and get the punt off.
A bad snap out of the shotgun on second down, a bad punt snap. The weather is definitely rearing its head early in the contest, but a great athletic play by Hayden Hall there to pick that up and get off a terrific kick.
So here's Lafferty out of the shotgun. Gives it to Cole. And he picks up a couple. Will Bothwell in on the stop. There's Lafferty to Cole again. You can tell why he has put up the numbers he's put up this season. A big bruising back, north to south, but he does have the ability to make cuts and move east to west.
What I liked there was the last two running plays. He didn't get in a hurry. He let the blocking set up. He was patient. And then when he got a seam, he took advantage.
And we have a timeout on the field. Southington calls the timeout. 4:37 remaining in the first quarter of this CIAC Class LL state semifinal between Southington and Darien. Blue Wave up 7-0. As you can take a look at the rain coming down there. Not a ton of fans in the stands on the Darien side of the field.
I'm sure it was a long and slow ride up tonight. Up 95 and up Route 8 and 84 all the way in here. Credit to those fans who made the long trip in support of this terrific team.
And matter of fact, a few of our members of the production crew have still not arrived because they were caught in traffic. And so here we go. Third down rather. They give it to Cole, and he gets the first down across the 40-yard line.
This is what we expected to see from Southington. A terrific team running the football. Cole's a tremendous back, and Darien's going to have to come up with an answer for him.
Pass, far side of the field, big play here, and that's Vitti as he gets it across midfield and then some across the 45-yard line. I don't want to jinx us here, but no flags yet in this game, so a pretty clean game despite the elements. So a first down for Southington. They give it to Cole again. He tries to bounce outside, but he is wrapped up as John Henry Slaneski, such a big part. He and Wilson, such a big part of that Darien defense. Great athletes, pursuers of the football. Direct snap to Lafferty. A handoff to Cole, and he takes it to about the 40-yard line. I mentioned the tradition here at Southington. 3 state titles since 1998, back-to-back in 2013 and 2014. Coach Drury has done a terrific job, was an All-American football player himself at Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York. Here's Lafferty throwing downfield, puts it up. The intended receiver was Vitti, but the pass is broken up by
Minikis, I think.
Minikis. It was number 6, Michael Minikis, as we take another look at this. Great work by our director, Sam Cragen.
Coach Drury has been here 9 years, and they've been in the playoffs 7 of those 9 years.
How about that?
That's pretty darn impressive.
How about that? An impressive young coach. And on the opposite sideline, the Hall of Famer, Rob Trifone, 250-plus wins.
You talked about 2 proud traditions. We're looking at the 2 state champs from 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17.
Great point, great point. And here they are squaring off in the state semis. Lafferty, he's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run now across the 40, gets out of bounds across the 35-yard line, and it looks like he picked up the first down, and he did. So Southington's offense moving the chains.
Darien secondary doing its job, but they lost contain in the pass lanes, and Lafferty took very good advantage. Smart guy getting out of bounds right after getting the first down. 1st and 10.
Lafferty, just a junior. Here's Cole. Big run from Cole across the 25-yard line. And Cole finally brought down by James Morrissey.
Been able to get the edge a couple times versus man coverage, and when the defenders turn and run and they get by the front line, there's always some room. Cole taking advantage.
And we've got a stoppage on the field at 2:11 remaining in the first quarter. Impressed with Cole, Coach?
He's as impressive as his numbers, which were pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's a terrific back, and exactly the kind of back you want on a night like this, where ball control in the running game is going to be such an important ingredient. And he looks like he has both the power to run up inside the tackles and to get outside and turn it on, and he's a tough guy to bring down. Bodes well for Southington here tonight.
I love the start of this one. It is what you would expect from a state semifinal matchup.
Don't be surprised if by the end of the night he's run the ball 30 times.
And they give it to Cole again. It has been a heavy dose of Dylan Cole this evening for the Southington Blue Knights. Our entire production crew has arrived, and they are on the scene here. We will get to them in just a moment. They give it to Cole, but he is brought down.
Looks like J.H. Slaneski again.
Slaneski and Will Bothwell in on that tackle. 2 names that are big for that Darien defense. Third and 11. Lafferty looking downfield, puts it up into the end zone, and it's caught. What a catch. Touchdown, Southington.
And a brilliant throw, too, right on the money to the outside where only the wide receiver could get to it. On a night like this, that's a tough delivery, and he put it right on the money. Great pass, great catch. Touchdown, Southington.
Shane Laporte. "25-yard touchdown pass, Lafferty to Laporte." with 58.1 seconds left in the first quarter. The point after is up, and it is no good. So under a minute remaining here in the opening quarter, and it's 7-6 Darien. But we've got ourselves a ball game, and it was a heavy dose of Dylan Cole, and that time Lafferty able to find Laporte in the corner of the end zone.
Very impressive drive. They were in possession of the ball a long time. They ran the ball effectively and then threw it effectively for the conclusion to the drive. Really well done. Very impressive. Let's see if Darien can answer.
Our DAF media production crew, all student volunteers bringing you this broadcast, and they do a tremendous job. A few of them got caught in traffic on the way up, but nevertheless, they are here and ready to go. Our director is Sam Cragen, instant replay, Connor Fagan, Braden Schenk on camera 1, Jack Kelly on camera 2. And an onside kick by Southington. I believe it's recovered by Southington. So a little trickeration here by Southington, and it pays off as they recover the onside kick. Wow. So a gutsy call by Coach Drury after the touchdown, have some momentum, and a little onside kick. And it is Southington football, in fact, as the officials signal Blue Knights. And the ball will be spotted at the Darien 47-yard line.
That didn't give Dylan Cole much chance to rest.
No.
I suspect he's going right back to work.
And looked like a broken play. Lafferty fumbles the football. And Darien recovers. So just like that, Southington attempts the onside kick. First play from scrimmage, and they turn it over. So Darien takes over. It'll be 1st and 7 at their own 47-yard line. Damian Andrew, Will Bothwell with the recovery. Will Bothwell, rather, the force the fumble there. 43.7 seconds remaining. Here's Graham. Looking downfield, puts it up, and passes incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. The intended receiver was Minikis. And this is going to be pass interference, Coach, on the Blue Knights.
A pretty typical football move there. You get a quick turnover and you go, boom, strike right to the end zone. Try to take advantage of a team while they're emotionally down, maybe a little bit flat-footed. And Minikis with speed and hands is a tough job.
21-0. St. Joe's leads New Canaan in the semifinals of their state tournament. St. Joe's, Daniel Hand, two of the top teams in the Nutmeg State this season. So here's Graham. Gives it to Will Kirby. Haven't seen much of Kirby yet, and he takes about 3 defenders across the 35-yard line on his back.
Will Kirby and Dylan Cole, the two starting running backs for these two teams, almost identical in height, weight, toughness, and both hugely effective for their teams this year.
There's Graham, throws over the middle, passes complete at around the 21-yard line to Michael Minikis. And that'll do it for the opening quarter. 7-6, Darien leads the Blue Knights of Southington.
And no real big surprises. Southington is trying to advance the ball primarily by run. Darien seems to be unintimidated by the rain and is sticking to their season-long game plan of throwing the ball often and spreading it around. Couple turnovers, some really good defense. I suspect this one will go right to the end.
Yeah, it's already a different game than it was earlier this season during the regular season. Southington has strung together quite a season. Beat their arch rivals Cheshire on Thanksgiving Day, 21-20, 2 overtimes.
Well, the first game with Southington was similar to Darien's Thanksgiving Day game. Southington threw a couple quick interceptions, got behind early, and Darien took advantage. And that was the formula that led to Darien's defeat Thanksgiving Day when they had some early turnovers and mistakes, and New Canaan took advantage. But so far, pretty clean game.
Yeah, we only had the one flag there at the end of the first quarter. And as a result, Darien on the move here. We've got a whistle here. And that's offsides on Southington. So tack on 5 yards for Darien. They give it to Gifford on the end around here, but can't get outside. And Billy Carr with a nice tackle right as Gifford was trying to turn it upfield.
Great pursuit to the ball. Great finish on the tackle. Ran a long way, but didn't get very far.
Troy Karras comes into the game for Southington. Ryan Walsh comes out. Here's Graham, throws far side of the field, and it's complete to it's complete to Damel. Haven't seen Austin Damel a whole lot on offense. Was injured early on in the season, but boy, he has had a big night tonight for this Darien offense.
Very capable wide receiver, but I tell you, it's crowded out there on Darien's wide receiving core.
Trip receivers to the right here, Coach. Here's Graham. Moving to his right, throws it into the end zone, and it is caught by Minikis for a Darien touchdown.
Wow.
Michael Minikis. Check this out. Graham.
Great job escaping the pocket under some pressure, throwing on the run.
Great job by our crew. Michael Minikis, the touchdown catch there. And a great job by our production crew. And the PAT is up and good. And Garrett Martin getting it done on special teams for Darien. So with 11:07 remaining in the first half, it is 14-6 Blue Wave. Turnovers.
Anytime you have two teams that are very competitive with each other, it usually comes down to penalty, turnovers, and special teams. And tonight we've already seen a couple snaps that have gone bad. We've seen a missed PAT.
Yep. Weather, obviously, as you said at the outset, plays a big role in a game like this.
No question at all. And I won't be surprised at all that the team that wins the takeover ratio tonight will end up on top. Takeaway ratio, excuse me.
Again, our DAF Media production crew, Sam Cragen, Braden Schenk, Jack Kelly, and Connor Fagan, all student volunteers working behind the scenes to bring you this production for DAF Media. And it's a kick that's taken at the 20-yard line, across the 30, across the 35, across the 40, and a nice return that time by Ryan Walsh, number 27 for Southington. So Southington is going to have good field position here, Coach. Their first offensive possession of the second quarter. So it's 1st and 10 at Southington's 47-yard line. And the handoff goes to Angelo Planamuro, and he gets tripped up on the turf. Again, this turf is slick. I want to give a shout out and a big thank you to Southington's new athletic director, Stephen Rizzer, who has been so generous and hospitable, allowing us to set up here for this broadcast. And here's Cole as he takes it across the 50. Number 42 gets it to about the 46-yard line of Darien.
Great low center of gravity, great leg drive, good ball security, quality back.
And it's Cole again.
It's the old, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, they have gotten a lot out of Dylan Cole.
The thing that can happen with a team like this is they lull you to sleep with him, and the secondary falls asleep a little bit, and then boom, they pop one right by you. So that Darien defensive secondary needs to stay awake and let the defensive front do their job and not forget to do theirs.
And Southington has shown in this game they are capable of throwing the football. Lafferty finds Laporte in the first quarter for the Blue Knights' lone touchdown.
There's another broken play, the kind of thing that would surprise you a little bit with a team this well coached and this talented this late in the season, to have the running back and the quarterback not on the same page and give up a down at such an important moment.
They don't run it.
9:04 remaining in the first half, 14-6, as the chain gang is out there for a measurement.
Looks like they made it by the nose of the football. Referee signaled first down.
And it is a first down for Southington. Southington with those numbers on one side of their helmet, similar to Alabama. Here's Lafferty. And they give it to Cole. And he is tripped up by Jackson Peters at around the 35-yard line.
Cole's a great back, but kudos to that offensive line who's given him a chance to show what he's got. Great job by the big boys up front for Southington so far.
There's Lafferty. Gives it to Cole, finds a big hole, and he's through it across the 20 to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Southington. Dylan Cole with a 34-yard touchdown run. And you and I together could have fit through that hole. And he burst right through it.
Well, as we were saying, those guys up front have been doing a great job. They did an outstanding job there. You give a guy that talented like Cole just a little bit of room, he'll take a mile. Great play all the way around by Southington.
Great job by our crew there. Dylan Cole with the touchdown run, 34-yard touchdown run. They're going to go for 2. Here's Lafferty, and he's going to be brought down by Big Will Bothwell. So nothing doing there on the 2-point conversion attempt for Southington. But, Coach, buckle up. We've got a good one here. Early on in the first half, 8:16 remaining in the first half, 14-12 Darien. As Dylan Cole, their big back, he broke that tackle. Jackson Peter had him by the ankles, and he breaks that tackle and finds the end zone, takes it to the house.
The previous play, he got outside on the edge.
Yep.
There was no contain. That time, Darien worked hard to hold contain. They kicked it out, and he went right off tackle. A nice combination, nice play calling, and great blocking up front. Well, I'll guarantee you the front line of the Darien kickoff return team will have their eyes open this time.
Yeah, Southington has shown that it's not afraid to take chances. Big game, big stage, got to make big plays. And they do, in fact, kick it off. Short kick taken by Gifford at around the 25-yard line. And he gets it to maybe the 27-28 before he is whistled down.
Given the timing, you almost have to wonder if the first apparent onside kick was another result of the weather and a kick that wasn't necessarily intentional,
yes,
but didn't come off the way it's
yes,
planned and ended up looking really good.
Well said. Yep. So it's Darien football here, 8:07 remaining in the half. And it's spotted at the 30-yard line. Three receivers split out to the left. Graham throws that way, tries to get it to Austin Damel, overthrows him.
And that's not like Peter Graham. I think his grip on the ball there was tenuous, and the pass reflected that.
No question that the conditions would dictate that. Damian Andrew, Tom O'Donnell, the coach, joining you here from beautiful Southington, Connecticut. It has rained all day on my drive up here. It did not stop, and there was a brief respite as I loaded the equipment into the press box. And obviously, as you can see, a lot of snow up here in the northern part of the Nutmeg State this past week. And they give it to Big Will Kirby across the 40 to the 45. And we've got a flag on the play. And that'll be holding against Darien. So that will negate that run by Kirby. And as you can see, that is on the left-hand side of your screen, a light stanchion. So Darien will operate from its own 19-yard line right now. Here's Graham. They give it to Kirby, breaks a tackle, and he's finally brought down at around the 22-yard line. A number of Southington players in on that tackle. Zach Zabruski amongst them. So it's a pickup of 3 for Kirby on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and long here for the Blue Wave. Darien in the white, moving from left to right on your screen. Southington in the royal blue. Here's Graham throwing it downfield, taking a shot, and the intended receiver was Aaron Sears, and he was double covered there. Tight coverage on Sears. And Darien will punt this away.
We have a long way to go, and anything can happen. But right now, you got to be a little bit more comfortable with the way Southington is able to move the ball consistently on the ground rather than trying to count on throwing it through the air.
Hayden Hall back to punt. He gets off a low line drive kick. It takes a Darien bounce across the 45-yard line, across the 40, and they will spot it at the 36. So Southington will get the ball on their own 36, down to 6:41 remaining in the first half. The cheerleaders have their rain gear on, tents up, as you can see on the sideline for both teams, Darien and Southington. And here's Lafferty. And that was Angelo Planamoro, the senior running back. Picked up a couple of yards.
Southington playing quickly here.
And they give it to Cole. He tries to get outside, cuts it back across the 50 before he's tripped up. But Dylan Cole, number 42, really the player of this game thus far. So they mark it right at the 50-yard line. Southington at midfield. Planamuro again with the carry, and he is pushed back by that Darien defensive line. John Henry Slaneski and David Ivanchek, the sophomore, another Ivanchek coach, and his brothers, of course, made their mark on the Darien football program at the varsity level, and this sophomore is making his mark as well. Big part of the Darien Blue Wave defense. Vidi in motion, and they flip it to him. He tries to get outside, cuts it back, and he's brought down by Austin Damel and Charlie Silsby. 4-yard gain for Vidi. 3rd and 6 here now for Southington.
Darien needs a stop here. They need to take away the momentum from Southington. This would be a great time to do it.
Lafferty almost loses his balance, stays up, and it's picked off by
Connor O'Malley.
Connor O'Malley. Yes, it is. Number 7. Great work by our crew. Lafferty nearly goes to the turf, puts it up, and what an interception by Connor O'Malley. Falls on his back. Great work by our crew to bring you that one. And O'Malley as we take another look at it.
Little pressure from Will Bothwell.
That's Connor O'Malley's name. That is not his photo. That is Michael Minikis. But O'Malley with a great interception. Great work by our crew there. And here's Graham now. He puts it up far side of the field. It is caught by Jackson Peters, and he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The same Connor O'Malley who had a pick-6 touchdown in Week 2 game with 14 seconds to go to put the stake through the heart of Southington. Another big play there.
Here's Graham. Throws, and it's picked off. We've got a flag on the play, but it's picked off by Southington. And that was number 21, Troy Karras. But this is going to be against Southington. Away from the ball. And the officials. So it is a pass interference penalty, and that's a 15-yarder, and that's a big one for Southington, as the ball will be spotted on the Southington 24-yard line. As nice look at some of the fans in the stands here on a rainy day in Southington, Connecticut. And here's Kirby. Big gain for Kirby as he takes it down to about the 15.
Nice
McManus
blocking.
with the tackle there for Southington.
Nice blocking up front by the Wave. Both teams have talented backs. You give them just a little bit, they'll make a lot out of it.
Jack McManus on the tackle there. McManus, a big part of that Southington defense. 50 tackles coming into this game. Here's Kirby, and that time he is going nowhere. Billy Carr, number 51, with a great tackle. Loss on the play.
Great fill from his linebacker position there. He was almost there at the handoff.
Billy Carr, one of the captains of this Southington team. Third down for Darien. The pass is complete to Jackson Peters, diving inside the 10-yard line.
Delivered nicely by Graham there. Great job securing the ball by Peters on his way to the ground. Darien's in business.
First and goal, a 13-yard pickup. Ball on the 8-yard line. Three receivers split out to the right. Kirby, the lone back, they give it to him. He cuts it back. And he picks up maybe a yard, Coach.
There's going to be no easy yardage out there against the Southington defense. They only give up 11 points a game, and they only give up 2.1 yards per rush. You're going to have to earn everything you get against them. They are not going to make it easy.
And they have been prepared for Will Kirby tonight.
No question.
And it was a gain of a yard on the Graham throws into traffic. Pass is incomplete. Ryan Walsh, the pass breakup there.
When you're down in the red zone like this and real estate starts to tighten up, if you can't run the ball and the coverage is up tight, you can't throw the ball softly or someone is going to get there.
No question.
And not usually the one you want.
No question.
But
1:05 remaining here in the first half. 14-12. Darien leads Southington in the semifinals of the CIAC Class Double-L tournament. As we take a look at the Class Double-L playoff bracket, Darien, Southington tonight. Newtown, the top seed, facing Simsbury. And the winners move on to the finals. Again, great job by our DAF Media production crew. I want to thank them for their efforts, all student volunteers, and they do a terrific job. Sam Cragen is our director. Our camera one operator is Braden Schenk. Camera two, Jack Kelly, and our instant replay coordinator is Connor Fagan. Here we go, third down and goal for the Wave. Graham comes out from under center, shotgun, moves to his right, looking, and he underthrows Kirby. Incomplete pass. Kirby took it off the hop and was looking to do something with it. That was a forward pass. And that'll bring up fourth down, fourth and goal. What do you do here, Coach?
Well, what you do here depends on the strength of your team. And for Darien, who is a well-balanced and well-coached team, the kicking game is not the strongest part of their team. So I won't be surprised at all if they come out here and gun for the end zone. But at this point in time, we've already seen the difficulty in making the snap, getting the hold, putting it down. There's a lot to the kick. It's not just about how close you are. And at this point in time, they may decide to go ahead and take a shot at the end zone. But the thing here that I liked from Peter Graham that time was he did not turn the ball over, and he's given his team another shot at the end zone. If he had panicked there, thrown into coverage, and they'd lost the ball, they wouldn't be having this opportunity. But that's the sign of a senior quarterback. Down here, you cannot give the ball away. And let's see if with 4 shots at it, Darien can get it done.
Fourth down, 54.5 seconds remaining. 3 receivers split out to the left, or to the right, rather. And we've got a flag on the play. And that'll be a false start on Darien.
This is what drives coaches crazy. You're down here, you've worked all year long, and you can't get the snap off in a big spot like this. But I'll tell you, it's tough going out there. It's really tough going out there tonight for the boys. Let's see if Darien reconsiders now.
Pushes them back 5 yards.
Sometimes for a team like Darien that likes to throw the ball, this actually gives them a little bit more room to operate. It's not necessarily a disadvantage.
4th down now. Ball on the 12-yard line. Here's Graham. Graham going corner of the end zone for Minikis, and the pass is incomplete. And good coverage by Weston Brick, the junior defensive back for Southington. So the Southington Blue Knights will take over on downs.
It's a terrific defense, and they came up big there. Like Darien on the previous drive, they bent, but they didn't break.
Yep. You know, the one nice thing about today with the weather, it was in the 50s at least. And it's not too terribly cold. Of course, we can say that from being inside this press box. Not too terribly cold outside.
I think we got the best of it.
Yeah, we did. Damian Andrew, Tom O'Donnell joining you. Thanks so much for joining us. I know we have a number of people watching. I want to thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. And we've got a good one here in the semifinals of the CIAC Class LL tournament.
Smart job by Coach Drury here not to take any unnecessary chances and give Darien a breakdown here. Get in at halftime. You're running the ball successfully. Just tighten up a few things.
And so that's, as the clock ticks down here in the first half, 14-12, Darien leads Southington by 2. We will take a break, and we will be back with more varsity football action on the DAF Media Network.
I'm proud of the work the Darien Foundation has done over the past 20 years. If you live here, our work has likely impacted you, your family, and your neighbors. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4.2 million in grants, which create opportunity for Darien's youth, support our town's safety and security services, and enhance the overall quality of life in Darien through collaboration with community organizations.
As a family that's relatively new to town and planning to make this our long-term home, I'm grateful to see my community and my family benefit from the Darien Foundation. When I learned that the edible gardens at the elementary schools, the generator at the Darien Library, and the playground by the Sound were all funded by the same organization, I raised my hand to get involved. I'm proud to support an organization whose impact I see every day in our schools and throughout our community.
So far this year, the Darien Foundation has awarded $138,000 in grants to enhance our community. In 2013, the Darien Community Association opened a 4-acre bird sanctuary thanks to a grant from the Darien Foundation. The serene wooded glade has attracted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies, as well as more than 200 school children and other visitors. This year, they added a new pondless waterfall, as well as more trees, plantings, signage, and benches. In 1976, the Darien Historical Society and Darien High School students built the Middlesex, an authentic replica of the 18th century whaleboats. These were used by local patriots in the Revolutionary War to fight the British Navy in Long Island Sound. The Darien Historical Society is restoring this artifact so that it can be part of Darien's upcoming 2020 bicentennial celebrations. The live turtle exhibit continues to be the most popular attraction for children at the Darien Nature Center, which welcomes over 16,000 visits annually. A new forest and pond ecosystem will allow visitors to engage with several species of turtle that will live together in a 50 square foot habitat that resembles their natural home.
This has been such a special collaboration between the Darien Nature Center and the Darien Foundation, because not only have they provided generous funding to us, but we've been able to meet with members of the foundation and our staff and talk about what is going to make the very best exhibit for the town of Darien, and we've really added value to the process by doing that.
The vast majority of food distributed by Person to Person is donated from local suppliers and businesses. A group of dedicated volunteers drives the brand new cargo van on these daily rounds, which each year account for more than $100,000 in collected food. Person to Person also has an extensive youth program, offering many Darien High School and middle school students their first experiences at volunteering.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have a beautiful new van. We're very excited about it, not only because it's new and it's safe for those who are riding in it and driving and going to pick up all the food, but also it speaks to the support of the Darien Foundation, as well as speaks to what Person to Person does in the community.
For more than 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien, offering our town's youth, emergency services, and community organizations an avenue to pursue innovation and excellence. Collaboration with you, the members of our community, has been vital to our mission. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
We are back here live on the DAF Media Network, about ready to start the second half of this CIAC Class LL semifinal matchup between Darien and Southington. And we are, in fact, underway here. Damian Andrew, Tom O'Donnell joining you. Thanks so much for joining us. Number of views, our DAF Media production crew, all student volunteers, Braden Shank on camera 1, Jack Kelly on camera 2, our ISO camera. Sam Cragen is our director, and our instant replay coordinator is the great Connor Fagan.
Well, Darien would love nothing more than march down the field, get a 9-point lead, and then find a way to hang on. I tell you, I give Peter Graham a lot of credit. They rely on throwing the ball so much, and it puts a lot of pressure on him. And on a night like this, he's done an outstanding job. The only question is, if they have to throw it another 25 times, will the weather allow them to be successful? Southington, on the other hand, has to be confident about their running game. Speaking of which.
And here's Will Kirby. We talked about him in the first half. Was held relatively in check by that Southington defense, but Kirby busts a big one here across the 40-yard line into Southington territory. It is spotted at the 35. So early in this second half, Will Kirby gets the rock, and he runs it straight up the middle.
They run counter tray right out of the gate. A little misdirection, pull both guys on the backside, kick out, lead up through. Great first play, the kind of play that Darien's going to need more of to control the ball and keep it out of Dylan Cole's hands.
And here's Darien on the move here. Graham looking downfield, throws over the middle, complete to Minikis. Across the 20-yard line, the 15 to the 10, and he is finally pushed out of bounds. So Peter Graham, quick strike to Michael Minikis here as the Blue Wave offense comes alive early. It's first possession of the second half.
Peter looking like a senior there. He stayed right in the pocket, great composure, was patient. Minikis comes open. I'm telling you, Damon, well, how many have there been? 4 Minikis brothers? So they probably combined for over about 5,000 yards in passing for Darien in these state games.
This is the third Minikis, the 4 brothers. And we've got a flag on the field. And a false start on Darien.
Boy, it's tough enough out there with the weather. You don't want self-defeating and making these kinds of mistakes. It's tough enough to get 10 yards without making it an extra 5. Let's see if Darien can overcome it.
And bobbled snap, and Southington recovers. No, Darien recovers. It looked from up here that Southington had pounced on the football, but in fact, Alec Washeka was Johnny on the spot for the Blue Wave. 10:49 and counting left in this third quarter. Blue Wave trip receivers to the right. Here's Graham. Throw to the end zone. And it's incomplete. He was out of bounds. Jackson Peters on the far side of the field. As we take another look at it, Coach, how about this? He comes back for it, but he was out of bounds. He made the catch.
I'll tell you, that was close. That was really well done by everybody. Peter threw the ball beautifully with pressure. Great coverage. Forced the receiver just wide enough. Great catch, but the result is third down.
And long.
And long.
Here's Graham. Throws to the end zone. And the intended receiver was Ryan Mulligan. It was underthrown. And tight coverage there by Southington. Donnell Mackey Woodson.
A little surprised there with second down and long and maybe in 4-down territory, that they didn't throw underneath a little bit and pick it off a little at a time. It's so hard to get it all the way down there and be accurate and be in bounds and catch it.
Clock stopped at 10:16. 14-12 Darien. Third quarter. Kirby in motion. Here's Graham. And he has brought down a big defensive effort by number 51, Will Carr. So William Carr, the senior.
Having a great night from the linebacker position. Darien's line is really having trouble picking up the linebacker blitz coming in there, and that is not his first visit to the Darien backfield, and probably not his last unless Darien can fix that blocking scheme up front.
And the pass downfield nearly picked off by Jackson Peters as Lafferty gets up gingerly.
It's not just tough for the offense to catch it, but the defense as well. Jackson Peters, leading receiver on the Darien team, and it hit him right in the hands, but it's really hard out there, folks. Television probably doesn't do justice to the rain and the conditions.
There's Cole. Cole. And he is wrapped up by Sam Wilson and Jackson Peters. Sam Wilson headed to Middlebury College to play football. Good spot for him. Has had a standout career at Darien from that linebacker position. One of the captains of the Blue Wave team this year. Third and about 8 for Southington. Lafferty looking downfield, throws far side, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Shane Laporte, who caught that first touchdown for Southington.
Austin Damel with some nice coverage there for the Blue Wave. On a night like this, every time there's a punt or a PAT, you hold the breath for the snap.
They get the punt off. Carter Ullman, and what a punt it is inside the 10-yard line. Great punt by Carter Ullman. So,
great job all around. Good snap, good kick, great play from the special team crew for Southington. They put Darien in a hole, and without the ability to run the ball consistently, throwing the ball down here can be dangerous, especially on a night like this. Let's see if the Wave can put together a little ball control drive here. Great chance for that stingy Southington defense that's been so awesome all year long to really make a statement here and put their offense in a good spot.
So Darien takes over
now
at their own 10.
Here we go. This is their Army formation, double tight end, double wing. A lot of misdirection, power running.
And everything that you said, and after all that, not much doing there.
Very often, that's the play that sets up the one that hits. This was the formation Darien used with just a couple minutes to go of the quarterfinal game against Greenwich that resulted in about a 75-yard touchdown run.
Graham puts it up, and Jackson Peters, and it's deflected and intercepted by Southington as John Carrero
It almost looked like Jackson fell to the ground, he hit his chest and bounced up.
Yeah. Let's take another look at this. So off of his hands, right into the hands of Carrero. And a big turnover for Southington.
And expect a big, heavy dose of Dylan Cole right here.
Ball's on the Darien 17. Here's Lafferty. Gives it to Cole. Cole right up the middle. Vanchek there on the stop. And we are approaching the 8-minute mark here of the third quarter. 14-12. Second down and about 5 for Southington. Lafferty. And they give it to Cole again, but nothing doing there as the line just collapses on Dylan Cole.
Sam Wilson blitzing off the edge from his outside linebacker position, also getting in there.
Graydon Overbeck in that stop as well. There was a penalty there. Darien declines it. Third down and 7. There's Lafferty. Throws for the end zone. And it's broken up. Michael Minikis in on that pass breakup as we take another look. Great job by our crew. Minikis right there. Again, we tried to have that light stanchion removed before the game, but Southington's facilities weren't having that.
Little bit of a statement here from both teams down in these parts of the field that they're not kicking field goals.
Yep. Lafferty surveying the field, and he is brought down by a host of Blue Wave defenders as Jackson Walsh in on that tackle.
And as advertised, both of these defenses are up to the task.
No question. No question. So Darien's offense takes over here. 1st and 10, Blue Wave, 17-17 left in the third quarter, 14-12 Darien. They give it to Kirby. He bounces outside on the far side of the field.
That's the counter again that they ran so effectively coming out of the second half. The beginning of the third quarter. Kirby bounced it outside that time.
Aside from that big run here at the start of the first half, Southington's defense has done a pretty decent job containing Will Kirby, and he is not an easy runner to contain.
He is not.
And here's Graham, throws downfield, and
yeah, there's a little contact early there.
So we're going to have a pass interference call right here. The pass was intended for Kirby out of the backfield.
The defender was definitely beat and kind of reached out, and I think we're going to see here a little grab early before the ball arrives.
It's a 15-yard penalty, Coach, for Darien. And it'll be first down for the Wave. And they spot it at the 39. So 1st and 10 at the Darien 39. A fresh set of downs here for the Blue Wave. Darien in the white uniforms, moving from left to right. Southington in the blue. Here's Graham throwing downfield, puts it up for Mulligan, and it's picked off. And a little underthrown, and it is picked off by Jack McManus. McManus with a big INT. We've called his name a few times, Coach, tonight. He's played well on the defensive side of the ball for.
He sure has, but again, that shows the difficulty of trying to live by the pass tonight. If you're having trouble running the ball effectively, it's just a real challenge to make that work on a consistent basis against a really good defense.
Cole on the carry there. Not much as that defensive line Vanchik, Walsh. Here's Cole again.
Good job by Darien to get down there and tackle Dylan low, wrap up those legs. He's a big, strong boy. He's tough to bring down above the waist.
Third down, Southington. Lafferty out of the shotgun. Running to his right, and he throws this away.
I didn't get it, by the way, so. I think I got tackled.
So that'll bring up 4th down for Southington, and the punt team comes out onto the field. Interesting second half. Both teams have had their opportunities, and
I think we're seeing exactly what we thought we'd see. Two tremendous defenses, difficult weather conditions, and it's really, really hard coming up with some offensive yards tonight.
Yep. To both teams' credit, they have tried to throw the football. There's no question about that. And here's Carter Ullman. Back to punt for Southington. He got off a good one the last time, and another great punt. It takes a Southington bounce. And it goes into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20. Nearly downed inside the 5-yard line. Great punt by Carter Ullman.
I'm really going to look hard if there's another punt for Southington for who's snapping the ball, because he's doing an outstanding job under difficult conditions.
Absolutely.
And the punter as well, but it all starts with that snap, and that young man is doing an outstanding job.
Under 5 minutes left in the third quarter, 14-12, Darien. Blue Wave with the football at their own 20-yard line. Peter Graham working out of the shotgun, gives it to Kirby. Kirby around the left side, breaks a couple of tackles to the 30-yard line. So Will Kirby picks up a first down. And again, great job by our production crew, all student volunteers bringing you the sights and sounds of this game for DAF Media. Sam Cragen, Connor Fagan, Braden Schenk, and Jack Kelly. Here's first down and 10 at their own 30. They keep it on the ground with Kirby. Spin move, tries to cut back, picks up a couple, brought down at around the 32, 33-yard line. I know it's only 2 plays, but Darien has yet to throw the ball on this drive.
I like what they're doing. We'll see if they can sustain it. This game will be won in the trenches. It's a war down there tonight.
They pitch out to Kirby, tries to cut it back, and he brings a couple of Southington defenders with him across the 35-yard line. There is a flag on the play. Coach, what do we got? Holding on Darien. Holding on the Blue Wave. So that will back them up. Ten-yarder, and that hurts the Darien offense.
Dangerous spot for Darien here if they try to get too much.
Graham puts it up, and Will Kirby can't bring it down on the far side of the field. Vitti was there on the coverage, and Vitti has had a nice game. Josh Vitti, the senior, 5'10", 175 for Southington. Southington is coming off a 13-9 win over Ridgefield here at Fontana Field in the Class L state quarterfinals. And Darien, of course, coming off a 26-16 win over Greenwich in their quarterfinal matchup. Graham throws near side of the field. Pass is completed around the 47-yard line to Michael Minikis. And that was a nice ball that time by Peter Graham.
Absolutely fantastic. And look at how he throws it away from the defender where only his receiver can catch it. Tremendous throw. Great catch.
And
Darien's
that was good
distance.
coverage by Mackie Woodson. Another first down for the Wave. They give it to Kirby. Kirby tries to get outside, but he is wrapped up. A great tackle by Angelo Planamuro. And no gain on that carry by Kirby, number 21. The rain has stopped, at least for now. Here's Kirby. Gets it across the 50-yard line. That'll bring up third down. Billy Carr and Max Casella in on the tackle that time of Kirby. And the ball is spotted at exactly the 50-yard line. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 14-12, Darien up by 2. Gifford in motion, they throw to Gifford, and it's complete at the 40-yard line, and he gets it to about the 38.
Nice play by the Wave.
First down.
Nice catch
Yep.
there by Gifford. For our young watchers out there, I love the way Gifford caught that ball, immediately turned north and south, and didn't run wide, but took it right toward the end zone, got low, and did some nice running with the ball after the catch as well.
Darien on the move here, late in the third quarter of this state semifinal playoff game here at Fontana Field in Southington. They give it to Kirby. Kirby across the 35. And Kirby gets it to about the 33-32 before he is wrapped up by Angelo Plantamuro.
The rain has stopped. The Darien offensive line has been given Peter Graham time to throw. Let's see if Darien has what it takes to finish off this drive.
And we've got flags, whistles. And it's a false start on Darien. So that'll back up the wave 5 yards. And they spot the ball on the Southington 38-yard line. And third quarter coming to a close here. Defense is starting to take hold, as you so eloquently put earlier in the broadcast. No scoring in this third quarter. Well, we've still got 6.8 seconds remaining in the third. We've got a timeout on the field. Or do we? No timeout. I don't know what that fuss was all about, but it's third or second down here. And that'll do it for the third quarter. So 3 quarters are in the books here at Fontana Field in Southington, Connecticut. Darien 14, Southington 12.
And I don't think anybody can be surprised that we have a low-scoring, tight game played by 2 terrific defenses, and actually under very difficult circumstances. Both offenses have had their moments, but don't be surprised if defense wins this game.
This is a totally different Southington team than we saw in the regular season in Darien on September 20th. Since that Darien game, not including the game they beat Cheshire on Thanksgiving Day, they've outscored their opponents 265-47. That was after the Darien loss and before the Turkey Bowl win over Cheshire.
Well, I know Manchester probably was happy to see them get on the bus and go home, because I think Dylan Cole had 247 yards of rushing that day. So we certainly know what a weapon he is, and we know that with a ball control offense like that, you can eat the clock, hopefully get your team good field position, turn it over to the defense. But the Wave, under very difficult conditions, has been able to throw the ball enough to be able to hang on to their lead. In fourth quarter now, let's see who's got the stamina and the will to overcome all of these difficult circumstances, including these incredible defenses, and get it done.
2nd and 9 on the 38. Quick pass to Minikis on the far side of the field is complete. He is taken out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line.
He's a tough assignment. Really quick feet, really great hands, good speed. And good call by the Wave there.
And the ball is on the 28-yard line. First down for Darien. Trip receivers to the left. Graham throwing. Pass is complete at the 20-yard line. And I believe that was Mulligan.
Mm-hmm. He's been a little quiet tonight. He has had games this year where he's been a really key element to the passing attack, and also as a blocker in there at tight end. Peter finally found him tonight. Hasn't
had too many targets.
But as we said, there are a lot of guys out there we're throwing the ball to.
Graham throws far side of the field. Minikis slips as he tries to corral it and wasn't able to catch the football. About 11 minutes remaining in this game. 3rd and 2. Here's a big play for both teams.
Yeah, I think on a dry day, Darien makes that play and has fun, but not today. Let's see if they can overcome it.
Graham goes back to Mulliken, and that is a first down as we take another look at this. Great job by our crew. Mulliken wide open, goes up and gets it. And a nice tackle by Jack McManus, and we've called his name a number of times this evening.
Let's see if that great Southington defense can bend but not break here again.
They go to Kirby. Kirby gets it to about the 5-yard line. This is a Southington defense that in that 13-9 win over Ridgefield in the state quarterfinals, they halted a potential game-winning drive late by the Tigers. Here's Graham. Graham getting flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what we have here, Coach.
Looked like some early movement. Not sure which side of the ball is going to be guilty. Looks like the wave. And we've seen this during this drive and a couple times tonight where Darien is making things harder on themselves than they need to. A lot of self-destruction, penalties that are unforced errors that keep making it harder on them. Down here, need some discipline, need to put all those years of training to work and be efficient and effective.
It's a 5-yard penalty on the wave. Illegal man downfield. Here's Graham out of the shotgun. Hands off to Kirby. Around the right side, tries to cut it back up. Still on his feet, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line. Darien now deep in Southington territory. It is crucial for the Wave to try to come away with some points on this drive.
I think the key is no more penalties. Be disciplined.
3rd down and 6. Graham throws to the end zone off the fingertips of Michael Minikis in the middle of the end zone. Let's take another look at this. Just a little high. Minikis unable to bring it in. It had some zip on it. Fourth and 6 here from the Southington 8-yard line. And Darien will go for it as Graham is still in there. 3 receivers split out wide to the left, 1 to the right. Here's Graham throwing, and it's incomplete. So Southington's defense holds, and with 9:05 remaining in the game, it's 14-12. Darien clinging to a 2-point lead.
Great job by the Southington defense there. And again, conspicuous by its absence, a field goal unit that could have made this a 5-point game and forced Southington to have to score a touchdown.
First and 10, ball on the Southington 8-yard line, so they're deep in their own territory. They give it to Cole, and he is wrapped up by David Ivanchik. Big tackle by Ivanchik. How about this? The pursuit by Ivanchik. And a nice job by our crew, the sophomore defensive end, 5'10", 192. And he has a low center of gravity.
Talented young man. He's going to wreak a lot of havoc over the next couple seasons.
Lafferty throws near sideline. Pass is complete to Jacob Del Monte. Third and 8 here. Ball is on the Southington 10-yard line.
Another dangerous spot where you need some senior composure from your quarterback. If the play is there, make it. If it's not, don't give it away. And I think they want to talk about it.
Southington timeout. We've got a timeout on the field. Head coach Mike Drury wants to talk things over with his team on 3rd and 8 as we take a look at the Darien huddle.
Another great defense put by Coach Mike Forget and his defensive assistants.
Well, you called it, boy. I tell you, the coach, you said that this would be a defensive struggle, and you thought it would be close. And, in fact, that's what we have with 7:49 remaining. The rain has subsided. Things are looking up weather-wise.
And look for your senior leaders. Someone will make a big play here. If not now, some here time in the fourth quarter.
There's Lafferty out of the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split out to his left, and he's looking that way. Puts it up, and it's nearly picked off by Jackson Peters. He had a beat on it, great coverage, and Peters nearly with the interception.
That's the second one tonight. That's bounced right off of his hands. That's the leading receiver on offense for Darien this year, and he's usually sure-handed. It's just another indication of how difficult it is out there on the young men tonight.
Lafferty had some zip on that ball as well. Damian Andrew, Tom O'Donnell joining you on the DAF Media Network. Also broadcasting over the NFHS network. And the punt is high, bounces it around the 35-yard line, and it will roll out of bounds at around the 38. So a short punt for Carter Ullman as Darien will go to work on offense in Southington territory.
Again. And if you've been through enough of these games, you know, as you said on point just a little while ago, you got to come away with points. You get 2 or 3 chances and don't come away, you're susceptible to one big play by the other team, and it's all over.
So here we go. Darien's offense back out on the field. 3 receivers split out to the left. Kirby in the backfield. Here's Graham out of the shotgun. Looks right. Swings it to Kirby out of the backfield, and he takes it across the 25-yard line. And that's the kind of things that you can do schematically with a Will Kirby.
And after a play like that, let's see if Darien can remember where Ryan Mulliken is. He had 2 big catches in that last drive in the middle of the field. I hope Darien does not forget Ryan, because I think that might be there.
And you can see the rain coming down again. That was a big hit by Weston Brick. He and Kirby collide, and they give it to Kirby again. He bounces outside, and There is a flag on the play. And it's against Darien. So that'll back up the Blue Wave. Ten-yard penalty. And the ball is spotted at the 33. First and 20 here for Darien. Gifford in motion. Graham looking downfield, throwing. Pass is nearly caught by Mulligan. Just through his hands. Graham on the move, looking for Mulligan. You called it, Coach. He went to him a few plays ago.
Good protection from the line. Nice job by Peter to roll right out of the pocket, kept his composure, gave the time for the play to develop, put a really nice pass there. Just really tough tonight to hang on.
He went to him in that last drive by Darien. Here's Graham. Pitches to Kirby. Kirby breaks a tackle, still on his feet across the 25-yard line before he's brought out of bounds. Nice run by Will Kirby here.
Big boy with a big heart. A lot of second effort from him tonight. A lot of breaking of tackles. Terrific player.
6:55 remaining in the game, 14-12 Darien.
And he's a real double threat, coming out of the backfield, catching the ball as well.
Graham looks right, throws across the middle, and it's complete. What a catch. Jackson Peters holds on. He took a lick by Vitti. No, it's incomplete.
An awesome, awesome hit.
Awesome hit. Yeah, the ball just came loose. Okay.
Because that was a completion,
Yep.
if not for the tremendous defensive play there
Josh
by Vitti.
Vitti with a great hit.
Big play.
And 4th and 11 here. The Darien offense stays on the field. Rain coming down again. Football weather. Here's Graham looking, far sideline, complete. And that's a first down. Let's take another look at this.
Watch the footwork. Does a great job of breaking down, planting, squaring the route, and
Gets the
getting
foot
distance.
inbounds. Aaron Sears with the catch. Ran a great route, to your point.
You can see a lot of coaching in that young man and a lot of talent. All around, great pass from Peter. That was a really, really effective play in a big spot.
Here's Kirby. Kirby's met. And the ball's loose. And Southington has it. Wow. Big play there. Ball comes loose. And I believe number 6, Jack McManus, was right there to hop on it. He pounces on it. And the junior, we've called his name a number of times. He was right there as he recovers the fumble.
Great job by Southington's defense coming up with a big play in a huge spot. Let's see if the Darien defense is equal to the task and can get their team field position once again.
If you like defense in high school football, this is the game for you. Lafferty throws far sideline. And Vitti picks up a few. So here's the good news, bad news. If you're Southington, you get the turnover, you cause the turnover, but it's deep in your own end.
And one thing interesting, have you noticed who hasn't had the ball in his hands for a little bit?
Cole.
I would be shocked if he doesn't have it very soon, and he's the kind of guy that could break any play at any time for a big one.
Lafferty throws near sideline. The intended receiver was Vitti. He was well covered. Damel was right there. Austin Damel, who is headed to Williams. What a game, Coach. What a game.
If you love football, you got to love this.
Yep.
It's all heart and guts now. Who wants it the most and who can turn it over the least?
There's Lafferty. And a big play by Ivanchik. There's the pursuit by number 33. He busts through, and Ivanchik is right there. David Ivanchik, the sophomore defensive end. And that is a big play.
And Southington's punter is going to be right up against the back line. This is an opportunity for Darien to block it and score a touchdown or get a safety. You just have to be careful and stay off the kicker. And
Southington's punt team, to your point earlier in this broadcast, has done a very good job today. Let's see what happens here. Low snap, gets the punt off, end over end punt, bounces at the 25, scooped up by Minikis. He takes it across the 20-yard line before he is tackled out of bounds by Jack McManus.
Good job fielding it there and not letting it bounce like the last couple
Yep.
that ended up costing Darien field position.
And Carter Ullman with another nice punt. He has really done some great work for Southington this evening.
Here we go again. Darien with great field position. Can they finally put together a drive with no penalties and no turnovers and get the ball in the end zone?
Very quickly, our DAF Media production crew, all student volunteers, our director Sam Cragen, our instant replay coordinator is Connor Fagan, our camera 1 operator Braden Shank, and our camera 2 operator doing a terrific job on ISO camera is Jack Kelly. O'Malley in motion. They pitch to Kirby. He gets outside, and that's a touchdown for Will Kirby. And Will Kirby with a big run there.
They go to the horse, and he carries them into the end zone.
Nice job by our crew here. O'Malley leading. And Kirby. $16-yard touchdown run. Will Kirby makes it 20-12 Darien.
It's a big kick here.
Garrett Martin on to attempt the point after.
Make it an 11-point game and force them to score 2 touchdowns.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:04 remaining in the fourth quarter, Darien leads Southington 21-12. And boy, was that extra point big.
Even with a 2-point conversion and 8 points.
Two-possession game.
Exactly.
Yep.
2-possession game now.
Let's take another look at the Kirby run here, Coach. 21, thought about going up the middle, bounces outside, and he just has to get to the pylon, which he does.
Great job by the offensive line to give him a chance. A couple of lead blockers out in front of him. Great team effort, great play.
Darien sideline swaying with enthusiasm.
This is where Darien can't let up. In the quarterfinal game against Greenwich, they scored what looked like the game-winning touchdown and gave a touchdown back in 2 plays in about 20 seconds.
Great point. Great point. Plenty of time left in this game if you're a Southington fan. Ball is taken at the 10-yard line. Jack McManus on the return for the Blue Knights. So Brady Lafferty and the Southington offense comes out onto the field. Now here's the thing, plenty of time, but they're going to need to strike quickly here.
I still think they need to balance the run and the pass a little bit here, keep the Darien defense off balance, and not forget what Dylan Cole is capable of contributing.
There's Lafferty. Puts it up near sideline, and it's nearly caught. And incomplete. O'Malley on the coverage. The pass intended for Jacob Del Monte. And the Southington faithful wanted pass interference. 4:43 left. Here's Lafferty. 3 receivers split out to his left. Cole in motion. Goes far sideline to Cole off his fingertips. Incomplete.
Sam Wilson out there on defense for the Wave. Their senior leader, captain, scored 2 touchdowns in the span of about 2 minutes in the quarterfinal game to help bring Darien to this semifinal game. One was a pick-6 touchdown, the other one about a 75-yard run, a real dual threat.
Here's Lafferty. Thrown over the middle, nearly picked off by Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson had a big pick-6 in that Greenwich win in the state quarterfinals. And he almost had another one here. Off his fingertips. And John Henry Slaneski almost was there on the deflection. Here's Lafferty. Lafferty puts it up. And again, the intended receiver was Del Monte. Well, here's one thing that we do know, Coach. I can tell those listening this. The winner of this game will play the top seed Newtown. And, of course, last year Darien faced Newtown in the quarterfinals in Newtown and were eliminated from the state playoffs.
They have had that #1 ranking in the Double L division for a while now, and they've earned it. They're a terrific team. And I believe they're still the only one undefeated.
In Double L.
In Double L, right.
Yep.
In the bracket here.
Yep. So we've got a stoppage on the field. Damian Andrew alongside Tom O'Donnell. Want to thank you, Coach, for hopping on this broadcast. As always, you bring a wealth of knowledge to these broadcasts. And our DAF media production crew, once again, can't say enough about them. Sam Cragen checking his phone right now, seeing what the weather's like, heading back to Darien after this one. Our director, Connor Fagan, our instant replay coordinator, Braden Schenk on camera 1, Jack Kelly on camera 2. Here we go. Peter Graham, Gifford in motion. And they give it to Sam Wilson. Takes it across the 25-yard line before he is stopped. Not much doing there. Darien now just looking to run some clock here.
This is all about clock management and ball control,
No
ball
question.
security.
No question.
Carry that thing high and tight, get 2 hands on it.
Yep.
and let the clock run down to the final 5 seconds when it's running and try and shorten the game as much as you can.
Graham under center here. Gifford in motion. They pitch out to Kirby. And he bounces outside, but he is brought down by McManus. Big tackle by Jack McManus at around the 15-yard line. I'm sorry, the 25-yard line. And that's a Southington timeout. With 3:18 left. 21-12. This was 14-12 at the half. Will Kirby with the lone touchdown in the second half. And right now, if you're Darien with 3:18 remaining, you certainly have to like your chances of moving on to the state championship this Saturday.
It's 4 down territory for Darien. Have an opportunity to not have to throw the ball twice. But if they do, they'll be relying on the experience of their senior, Peter Graham, to understand in these circumstances, is the play is there, make it. If it's not, throw it away, and don't take a sack.
Here's Graham, gives it to Kirby, sticks it in his belly, and he goes right up the middle. Want to give a shout out for all those watching at the Goose. (21-12) Darien with 3:07 left in the game. It is still, actually, I think the rain has in fact stopped now. But it rained for much of this game.
Well, there's still some
still
drops
a little,
out
it
there.
Actually, I take that back. I take that back. It's a very kind of a misty rain, but you can see it on screen. Here's Peter Graham out of the shotgun. Throws to Kirby, and Kirby makes the catch, but he is hit by Max Casella. Casella knocks Kirby out of bounds. Big hit that time by Casella.
Not a bad call, though, by Darien. Get the ball into the hands of one of your best players and a high percentage safe play. Give him a chance to make a play, but a nice play by Southington to stop him and get the ball back.
So
3 minutes.
3 minutes left. Southington with the ball. Casella, by the way, coming into this game second on the team in tackles behind Billy Carr. 21-12, Darien holding on for dear life here with 3 minutes left. Lafferty looking downfield. He goes up top. And the pass is broken up by Jackson Peters. The intended receiver was McManus. As we take another look at this, Lafferty steps into that one. And Peters right there to break it up. Again, the intended receiver was Jack McManus. There's Lafferty, throws near sideline and overthrows as we have a flag on the play. Overthrows Shane Laporte, the intended receiver. Pass interference against Southington. No. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And the penalty will be declined. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Southington. Offensive pass interference there. Darien declines the penalty. And here we go. Lafferty throws far sideline. Again, the intended receiver was McManus, off his fingertips, out of bounds.
One of the keys to this second half was Darien's ability to get a lead, and it looks like Southington got to a point where they felt they had to throw the ball, and it took their number one weapon out of their hands in the second half. Dylan Cole, conspicuous by his absence.
Yep. Great point. Cole was an absolute beast in the first half. Fourth down here for Southington. Lafferty throws far sideline, and it's complete this time to Jack McManus for the first down. So it keeps Southington's drive and hopes alive. Nice pass by Lafferty to McManus. Gets the feet inbounds. Great work by our crew. They have done a tremendous job all game long, bringing you all angles of this one. Our Jack Kelly has been off the charts good on camera too this evening. First and 10 for Southington. There's Lafferty on the move, and he throws it away. And that was a smart decision.
Stop the clock.
Stop the clock, yep.
And don't give the ball up. That's a senior.
Yep.
Not forcing a play that's not there and giving his chance to fight again with 3 more plays to make a first down and keep the drive alive. Or leave open the possibility for a big play.
Actually, Coach, that's a junior. How about that?
Oh, boy.
Coach Drury gets Lafferty back next year. And
that's going to
he's
make
a nice
Coach,
quarterback.
He sure is. It's going to make Coach very happy.
Darien looking to punch its 16th trip in program history to the state finals. That pass is incomplete off the hands of McManus, number 6. So it's 3rd and 10 here for Southington. 2:15 remaining in the game. McManus over the middle, incomplete. Pass was intended for Shane Laporte, who had that really beautiful touchdown catch in the first half in the corner of the end zone. So here it is, Coach, 4th and 10 for Southington. They need a first down to keep the drive alive and keep their hopes alive. Vitti in the backfield. Lafferty, and he is just sandwiched by Will Bothwell and Charlie Hunter. Bothwell and Hunter in on the tackle, and Darien takes over on downs with 2:01 remaining in the game.
Well, Levanchik and Bothwell came into this game with 41 sacks, and they have added to that total tonight. Help there from Charlie Hunter. Great play from the Wave defense.
And the Darien faithful who made the hour and change trip up here are starting to feel it. And Southington is out of timeouts, as Darien will just let the clock run. Luke Sini, Alec Washeka, Graydon Overbeck, Mark Trefone on that offensive line. Done a great job tonight. As Will Kirby started to get it going in the second half.
Camera 2, if you get this, the Darien sideline, I think something's going to happen. Not certain, but be ready for it. You can zoom out a little bit. You don't have to be ISO.
Under a minute remaining here. Third down for the Blue Wave. And they are just letting the clock run. So a terrific effort by both teams tonight. It was a well-played football game in less than ideal conditions, Tom O'Donnell. But Darien is going to come away with the victory, and they will play Newtown on Saturday for the Class Double L State Championship. And that should be a good one.
It should. They'll have their hands full with a very talented Newtown team. But these are two great traditions here tonight. They had it counted for 5 of the last 6 state championships. They've had a great recent history. They're both very talented, very well-coached teams. And I think everyone can expect to see both of them back in the playoff picture again soon.
No question. So the final score of this one, 21-12. Our DAF media production crew, all student volunteers, did a tremendous job bringing you the sights and sounds of this game. Our director, Sam Cragen, want to thank him so much for making the effort to direct this game tonight. Our instant replay coordinator, Connor Fagan, camera 1, Braden Schenk, and camera 2, Jack Kelly, who did just terrific work on our ISO camera. So for the coach, Tom O'Donnell, I am Damian Andrew. This has been a presentation of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. I want to thank everybody for watching on the NFHS Network. So the final score of this one, Darien beats Southington 21-12 in the Class Double L state semifinals. They're moving on to the state finals this weekend against Newtown. For our entire crew, for the coach, Tom O'Donnell, I am Damian Andrew. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.